4, 3, 2, and that was your cue.
Oh, okay. Welcome to the greatest colloquium cactus in existence. I'm here with the boys. The other half of this triumvirate, I fucked it up. Right? We got the man with a plan and the ultimate Nas fan, the electric jolt, E to the motherfucking J. And then we got the human calculator with the numerical nomenclature. Raytron 1, 2, Trace. Yeah, but anyways. So yeah, let's continue what we were talking about. So look, I'm not the kind of guy that has anything against, a BBW or nice curvy woman. I know some guys like their women nice and petite and skinny. Me, you can be curvy, you can be a little bit of on the BBW side as long as you have like a shape to you. You gotta have an actual shape. If you're just a round circle, you're not a BBW. You're not a BBW. You're like Miss Puff from SpongeBob. Like that's a different thing, Like I'm not trying.
It's Mrs. Puff, bro.
Mrs. Puff, sure, Mrs. Puff, yeah.
He's married, man.
Yeah, of course. Somehow that touches exactly onto what we're talking about. So, talking to these girls about how I said some stuff that were apparently fat phobic, and I'm like, I'm not even a fat phobic guy. Like, I don't even understand. I was like, what the fuck? I pretend I don't know what the word means, just to be funny. Like, oh, you're being fat phobic. I was like, what? Fat phobic? What's that? I was like, what does that mean? I'm scared of fat people? That's what I said. Something stupid like that. They're like, no, it means, and they actually started trying to break it down for me. I'm like, guys, it's okay. I know what it means. I just think it's stupid and goofy and non-existent. So, and I was like, especially we live in New York, and if there's one thing you know about the black population of men in New York, is they like themselves some thick women. So trying to act like thick women are not appreciated here in New York, you're lying. You're lying to your fucking teeth. Like, I'll never forget. I saw a woman built like Miss Puff. Actually built like Miss Puff. She looked like her. Her makeup was crazy.
Mrs. Puff. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Mrs. Puff, sure. Sorry. I'm sorry, Mrs. Puff. That is disrespectful. Anyways. And I saw this guy walk up to her. First of all, the one thing about I won't even get into that. Because I was gonna say New York niggas have the worst approach. Their approaches are very bad. But like the nigga walks up to her, he goes, excuse me, miss, you beautiful. I just want to let you know.
Excuse me. I want to let you know, bro.
I want to let you know you beautiful. And the way this bitch looked at him, that saying, if you treat her like a celebrity, she'll treat you like a fan.
Yeah.
I never saw it more crystalline in front of me than in this moment. She turned barely looked in his direction. Her eyes didn't even touch him. Like, imagine this is him here, and she had lasers, right? The lasers went like this and stopped just shy of meeting his nose. And then she turned and she goes, oh, thank you, and like fans him away like she's the fucking queen of England. And I was just like, and he walks away and he has like this grin on his face, like he thought he did something. I was like, you goofy ass motherfucker. You don't deserve the Timbs on your feet. He take that off.
That's a new one. I like that.
Go get some Skechers.
You got the fucking the New Balances, bro.
The New Balances be popping, bro. I gotta come chill, bro. Don't come for us New Balance guys, man. Chill.
Don't come for us New Balance guys. That's his identity. He identifies as a New Balance guy.
Oh my
god. Anyways,
they comfortable, man.
These women, I was trying to explain to them that even the most unattractive fat woman will do better than even an average and definitely do better than an attractive guy. And at first they're trying to give me pressure like, yeah, that's not true. I was like, look, I know women, bully and abuse other women. Like, you'll get bullied within your own female circle. But I was like, once you step out of that, you become a goddess, no matter what you look like. That's why so many women would do that. They would stop hanging out with other women because they realized, they're like, wait a minute, why hang out with these bitches who are always at my throat, always trying to make me feel bad when I can hang out with these men who worship me, So, yeah, I explained that to them, and it was hard for them to understand until I explained, you have to first understand that as a man, people are already afraid of you because you're a man. I said, there's that. And then on top of that, you're an unattractive man. So you have two things working against you. Then they finally started to understand what I was saying. I had to mention their safety for them to get it. Anyways, how you guys been doing?
Working on getting another job now. Putting in the work. Potential 90K offer. Potential.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mentioning your salary out here, big baller.
Look, man, I can't be out here getting no chump change. No, I'm stop. Nah, those respectable 40K, 90K. Like, if you between 40K and 90K, we ain't the same, bro. I'm not gonna sit here and hold you, bro. Like them taxes.
Nah, we not,
nah,
man.
bro.
No,
Them taxes
not,
be
man.
hitting. Them taxes be hitting, bro. Like, you look at your fucking check. We getting the damn near same amount every fucking week,
Man,
bro.
my ass being like a Subaru, you be driving a Benz, man. Or Lexus, what you mean?
I don't even like driving the Benz, bro. I don't like it. Anyway, maybe when you experience a Benz, you understand.
Oh my god.
That was rude.
Thanks.
That was rude. Nah, I actually don't like driving that thing. It's actually kind of ass. I prefer the sedan. But I don't remember what I was talking about. Oh yeah.
Oh, how you doing?
Yeah, you got distracted by flexing on us. You got distracted by flexing on us.
Thanks.
Nigga, I don't even have a job.
Mhm.
The world ain't need to know that, man.
Man, y'all mentioned it like 50 times already.
I must tell them about. Oh shit! I didn't even schedule the thing. Damn. These are guys just reminding me of what I had to do. But yeah, I'm on my way to getting a new job myself. So I'm gonna have a little bit of a pay increase. I think I should.
I'm on my way to getting a new second job, so I feel you in that.
Brother,
Oh yeah,
brother, stop.
That's the other thing I wanted to touch on. I might be receiving some extra income pretty soon because I might do some tutoring. So we're gonna see. I might be making some money here and there. Just some for English, apparently.
English.
Oh, English and history, both of them.
Yeah, I respect history a little more, just a little bit.
Man, you need to tutor you.
English is a respectable field. It's not our fault that you can't read, bro. Like it's
Yes,
like
it is. Yes, it is, bro.
That man,
if we look back 200 years, no.
That man Vanguard need to tutor himself how to get an airline.
All right, that was it for the stream. I'll catch y'all guys later. Like I'm clearly not respected in this industry. Like, I might as well just get
in this industry, in the airline industry. Hold on, I'm trying to find. I'll just do it later.
Yes, do it later.
Anyways, yeah. So have you guys heard? Have you guys heard the news? The news.
Heard. I'm the one who told you.
Yeah.
That man's just gone. He's out of here.
The Rock is. We cannot smell what The Rock is cooking. Apparently.
Actually, I think The Rock is staying, but the iteration of Black Adam that we have just received is being axed.
Mm.
Did I delete the fucking message?
Yes.
Not really too upset by that. I
mean, I can't either. I didn't see it yet. But like, Black Adam 2 canceled.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm not upset by that per se, right? I'm upset by not even upset. You have to feel passionate about something to be upset about it. But it's like the direction they're going with this new universe just does not seem to be what needs to happen. Because you got first thing. Oh shit. Yeah, sorry, I got distracted. Anyways, the first thing you have is Henry Cavill gets canned, right? And this man, he had the potential to become the DCEU's Robert Downey Jr. Like he could have been the drawing in factor. The man is a charismatic actor. People love him a lot. He could have been their RDJ. They had it right in front of them, and these fucking idiots fumbled the bag. So you got that. And then to top it off, now you can a movie that some people did like. Surprisingly, people like that movie. Like, I don't want to say surprisingly, but people like that movie. I've met a lot of people who thought it was okay. Like people agree that it was a film that could have been better, but some
what movie?
Black Adam. So you can a series that could have grown into something better. Because I mean, not every movie series starts off.
Oh, Wonder Woman 3 is also out. I'm reading about it.
Not every movie series starts off with Spider-Man 1 or Iron Man
exactly.
1 or
exactly, because you look at Thor, right? The first Thor movie is not really liked that much. People didn't think it was that amazing. And then you get Thor 2, and Thor 2 is liked even less than Thor 1. Right?
Thor 2 is just like a bad movie. Like visually it's too dark.
I don't think it's a bad movie. I think Thor
it's too
2,
dark. You literally can't even see things sometimes.
I think Thor 2 is a decent film. The only thing I think is that the villain, I do feel like people don't know how to watch movies. Because people will watch a movie and they'll say something like, they'll say, "Oh, the villain in the movie was so boring and wasn't interesting." And I was like, "Yeah, but if one part of the movie was not that good, does that mean the entire movie was bad?"
All right.
It's like,
how about this? We'll sit down and rewatch Thor 2, and we can have. Because I don't remember it that much. We gotta sit down and watch it, and we could have a more in-depth discussion about it. Because I generally don't think it was that good a movie.
When you say who's invited to that exactly?
I mean, if you don't want to watch it, you don't gotta watch it, bro. Like you just.
I don't know if I'm getting extended to it.
You uninvited yourself right there. You're like, we. This man was like, we.
Where is this taking place? You know, Mount Vernon is. You know what I'm saying?
Watch the movie together. The fuck?
We can do it over the internet. Easy watch party.
I thought it was a get together kind of thing, but all right.
We can do that too. I wanted to do that. I wanted to have a movie night. I wanted to do that.
I guess it's lame to get together with your peoples, man. I guess that's lame,
bro. I'm not trying to hang out.
No, you gotta understand, Ray only gets together with bitches. That's all he cares about.
Bro. Apparently, I'm just out here only talking to bitches. That's why we have this podcast together.
100%. Yeah, but you're only doing that because you think you might get a check. So like,
this is the long game, the long hustle.
Anyways,
oh man, I just broke.
Thor: Dark World is not a terrible film, but we'll get into that another time before I get distracted talking about that movie. But like, Black Adam had the potential. Like even in that movie that wasn't that good, I saw elements of what could have become a good series if some things were tweaked. You know what I mean? Like, The Rock himself is a decent actor. I was like, if they toned down the comedy a little bit and they let Dwayne The Rock Johnson play a menacing guy, I was like, you have a potential series on your hand. People want to see movies like that. And I think that's why so many people were like, they had so many allowances for the movie because they were just happy to see like a dark take on a superhero. Because people have been waiting for that. The DCEU tried to do it and they fumble it. But the thing is, James Gunn was a terrible choice to bring.
He was alright.
No, terrible choice to bring the DCU to maybe to do a couple of movies, sure. To do a show or so, whatever. Like Peacemaker, that was an okay show. There are parts of it that were just dumb. Like James Gunn is not the best writer or director in my opinion. He's a good director, but like heralding him like he's some kind of genius, I think is goofy. And the only reason he's being heralded as a genius now is because he made fucking Guardians of the Galaxy. But like,
yeah, wait, you really did drop that one movie, and everyone was like, "This man's amazing."
Yeah,
and I was like,
so when you watch Peacemaker, and all you have to, that's when you really start to see. Like he talks about how when his experiences with DC, he was so free and they let him do what he wanted, and the result of that is a bunch of grown people cursing and talking like they're 12 years old. Like when you watch Peacemaker, that's how everyone talks as if they're 13. I was like, so this is what your freedom amounted to. You just being able to have.
I've never watched Peacemaker.
Yeah, there'll be one episode. They say fuck 1,000 times an episode. They're talking about buttholes and stuff, and it's
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And I'm just watching the show. I'm like, yo, this could be a good show if some of this goofy shit didn't happen. Oh yeah, and no character is allowed to be cool or serious. Every character has to be goofy and somewhat inept, like something goofy about them. It's a weird show, right? And there's something he even said to John Cena, where John Cena was going to read the Peacemaker comic books, because if you watch the Peacemaker show, he's absolutely nothing like the character in the comics. There's no similarity. Like the way they've treated Peacemaker in DC Comics, for the original Peacemaker is just kind of like your typical Captain America kind of character. But When you get to like the 80s, they kind of like revamp him and make him more in the lines of like the Punisher, where he's like an unhinged, like, well, the Punisher isn't even unhinged if you read, depending on what book you read, but Peacemaker is unhinged.
Wait, by the way, speaking of the Punisher, I need your thoughts on this. What did you think of the first movie? I don't know if there's another movie after.
I thought it was a
great movie, right? Great
yes,
movie.
Punisher's a great movie.
Yeah.
Great fun. I didn't see Warzone. I hear it's funny. It's a funny movie, like it's goofy, and that's why it's cool.
The first one got mixed reviews, I think.
Yeah,
talking about it like generally speaking.
But the thing is, it got mixed reviews in its time, but now people look back at it and talk about how it was actually a good movie. It happens a lot. People talk about how The Punisher actually was a good movie and it's enjoyable. But anyways, yeah. So like James Gunn was not the choice, I think, because one, something young Ripper keeps mentioning, the great and unparalleled Eric July, right? Something he keeps mentioning, and it's so fucking true. Is he was talking about how writers like James Gunn are very egotistical. And this is something I've been saying for years. Like, Ray, literally, like, what did I say like 5 years ago? The reason why Hollywood people can't make a good superhero movie is because they literally look down on the source material and think it's stupid.
Yeah.
I was like, they don't respect the source material, so they're never going to adapt it faithfully because they think the source material is bad. They literally think they're fixing it. Like, when you read the things, the way they talk about it, they think they're fixing the source material.
Yeah, I mean, I've had this opinion too about everything that's ever been like any nerdy type of thing that they decide to adapt. They always look at it like, yeah, but this isn't gonna work for like general audiences. So they're like,
wait, what's an example?
Like,
what's an example of that?
Like any of the Halo things that were made that wasn't forwarded onto Dawn, probably garbage, bro. Like you're saying,
and the only reason Dawn is good is because it's like pretty much a fan thing, right?
Yeah, like any corporate video game adaptation is pretty shit. And like everyone knows it too. Like anytime there's like a Spider-Man game that's like a direct movie tie-in, there's like, yeah, this is gonna be like Dookie Dog Water.
Yeah.
No, it's gonna be trash. Hell, the Spider-Man game, Spider-Man PS4, surprisingly good. Everyone was shook.
I enjoyed like the earlier Spider-Man games. That was movie tie-ins like the Tobey I guess the year they came out. Like the early 2000 games.
Yeah, like the PS2 Spider-Man games are considered some of the better ones, and it's because they're not really movie tie-ins. Like they'll have the exact.
I mean, and it helps if you enjoyed. Like a lot of people thoroughly enjoyed that movie. So
yeah, but I feel like they're not really movie tie-ins. Like the Amazing Spider-Man game, bro. Like, did you even know there was one?
No.
Yeah, that's how bad it was.
Yeah,
that's how bad that shit was.
Yeah, I didn't even hear about that shit.
I mean the Arkham games for Batman are not movie tie-ins. Yeah, and people enjoy those.
Like superhero games can be good, but as soon as they're like a movie tie-in, as soon as any corporate hand gets on anything, it's like, oh, garbage.
Even if people really enjoyed the movie though.
Yeah.
Well, because the thing is, like, these Hollywood elites, they don't, one, they're not making things for the fans. They and you can't even blame them for this. They believe that by gaining mass appeal, and conventional logic would support this, that they will make more money. But the problem with that is it depends. It really depends on what you're adapting. Like a character like Superman is conventional enough that, like, yes, if you make a conventionally appealing movie, enough people will come. But certain genres are too niche to try and go conventional. Like you have to double down and
like
really.
Most anime you cannot make anime conventional, bro. You can't take a bunch of Japanese culture, scrub it out, and replace it with American culture, and then expect it to just work and read the same. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. So yeah, James Gunn,
there's a lot of anime crossover games that it was one. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, James Gunn is just a very egotistical guy. Like expecting from him to deliver the DC universe to greatness was very foolish, in my opinion. Like all he was gonna do was deliver a bunch of James Gunn properties, where he's like, oh, the stamp, this has James Gunn's stamp of approval. So yeah, I mean, they really fucked up.
You guys remember that Jump Force game? That just reminded me just now.
Garbage.
Terrible.
Garbage.
It's terrible.
Trash,
it's terrible.
Bro. But that's not a movie time. That was just a bad decision.
No, but it wasn't a movie time.
That was good.
Yeah, but they took these host of anime characters from different anime and tied them together.
That was an American game, right?
No.
I mean, it had well, no, is Yu-Gi-Oh considered American?
No,
it's not, right?
Japanese.
Yeah,
they had a bunch of Jump characters. Jump is just a franchise.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Jump is a franchise. It's a franchise.
Yeah, Shonen Jump. Yeah, Shonen Jump.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Is so popular, it really is a staple in America, but it's still ultimately.
Yeah, I thought it was for a second. I thought it was considered like the way Pokemon is considered out here, or Avatar.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Is considered that way.
Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! Are
Yu-Gi-Oh!
like Japanese. Yeah. Well,
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Avatar is American. Avatar is made by.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Okay, Avatar is the one that's just completely American.
Dragon Ball Z, Pokemon. These are so ingrained in American culture. They're pretty much American staples.
Yeah.
Like anytime they're gonna parody a card game or something, it's gonna take from Yu-Gi-Oh!
Resemble that,
yeah.
But that Jump Force game, it was a bunch of Jump properties, like the Shonen Jump properties, a bunch of just like OP ass characters in one game together, and it's more of a party game. So like anyone who's looking for like a very serious fighting game, you weren't gonna find it there. You were never gonna find it there.
The other thing I hate about the way DC operates, right? The thing that pisses me off so much about them. Sorry.
He just forgot.
Yeah, sorry, I got distracted.
He's so mad. He forgot.
He didn't actually freeze. He froze in thought, but
froze in thought. But anyways, so like the thing they do that's so fucking annoying is they don't know how to like mitigate something in a way in which it's like, like for example, right? If you backstep or pivot, you can do it in a way where it seems seamless, right? They don't know how to do that shit. They just be doing shit abruptly. Like people were so fucking excited about this new take on the DC universe, like it was gonna change anything, or like, oh, this slashing of things is something new. It's like, no, DC's been doing that for ages. Like you have they first did this when they fucking released they're so fucking reactionary. They release BVS or whatever, right? And then they make Suicide Squad. And in Suicide Squad, the trailer does really well, right? What do these fucking idiots do? They're like, wow, the trailer did so well. Let's hire the company that cut the trailer that has no experience cutting movies. Let's make them cut the movie for us. Of course, the movie comes out. It's regarded as the worst, is the hot guys, pure hot garbage. And I can confirm that movie is hot garbage. That movie Suicide Squad.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that just don't make narrative sense.
Wait, which one though?
The first one.
Is it a reboot?
First one.
The other one's a reboot, right?
Yes, it's a reboot.
The first one was something else. The first one, Suicide Squad. I don't know what the fuck.
What about the reboot? Was it worse?
The reboot is pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah, it's a fun little movie.
It's not groundbreaking. It's not.
I think I seen like 10 minutes of it and shut the shit off. I just don't be having it. I don't have the patience.
It has a rough beginning, like the beginning.
No, it's not even. I'm just not a fan of that.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, that kind of stuff. But
so like.
Pretty sure it was good.
They cut the trailer to Suicide Squad, and that fucks up. What do? They fucking pretty much fire Zack Snyder. He leaves, and they pretty much fire him right in the middle of his fucking movie, and completely recut the thing.
Bro. He literally was like, "I can't. My daughter got cancer," and they were like, "We don't need your ass, bro."
Yeah.
That's really what happened?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
No, I think she committed. She turned her TV off. I think.
I thought she had cancer.
No, I think she turned her TV off.
That is drastically different. I would like for you to get to the bottom of that.
And then she got. He of course, understandably, was heartbroken over it, and needed some time. And when he took the time off, these motherfuckers went and hired Joss Whedon almost fucking immediately to reshoot his movie. Joss Whedon delivers one of the most.
I know they got a business from it. That's cold-hearted as hell.
He delivers one of the worst fucking movies of all time. Like Justice League was a terrible film, and it's because they don't know how to. They do things so abruptly. They just cut and drop and cut and drop. They've been doing that since the beginning. Yeah, they've been doing that since the beginning. So when people were so excited that they were cutting things, I was like, "This is what they've always done." So, Jesus Christ, yeah. So I'm not too hopeful about the DC films, and I'm not too hopeful about any superhero films. I think I'm done. I think I'm just gonna
You say that. You keep watching them.
No. If I do watch them, it's not gonna be like
I'm not paying for them, bro. I'm not gonna go to the theater all dressed up, making TikToks, being like, one ticket for the movie. Which one? Wearing the full fucking costume. Those TikToks were goofy.
Oh, yeah. What if Jessica Alba invite you to, pop out to this movie?
That's nothing to do with the movie. That's nothing to do with the movie.
You're gonna be looking at her the whole time the movie's on.
Nothing to do with the movie, bro. Like I'd be that one guy talking through the whole thing.
The movie gonna be done. She was gonna be like, what you thought about it? It was enjoyable. It was
a movie.
It was a movie.
It was a 90-minute experience.
It was a movie. You guys are sitting in the bed. You're like, yeah, it was enjoyable. It was a 90-minute experience. He's like, yeah, but what we just did, that was a 90-second experience. I wish
it was paid for. So,
But anyways, I guess we can move on.
What you pay for, bro?
The other topics, because you get what you paid for. I guess we can move on to one of the other topics.
What other topics are there, bro? Superheroes are the most important thing.
Black Adam has been canceled, right? But guess what still exists?
Flash is still there, right? Flash is still happening?
Flash too. Yeah, Flash is still there, I'm pretty sure. I think you can look it up right now and see if it's still on the zone. But Black Superman is still coming. So basically, they announced a while ago that they wanted to make like a Black Superman project or some goofy shit like that. Made by this guy Ta-Nehisi or whatever the fuck that motherfucker's name is, Coates. And it was gonna have, I think it's a Michael B. Jordan project.
Yeah, he's the author, right?
Yes.
So it's not a Steel movie?
No, it's about Black Superman, I'm pretty sure. I think it's a Val Zod film. Yeah, there we go. It's about Val Zod, right? And of course,
yeah, Steel already exists in the Supergirl show, right?
If you want to call that Steel, yeah. No, not Steel. He's not in the Supergirl show. They had a nigga who could. Oh my!
Wait, is he not Steel? I thought that was the whole point. He was a big black bald guy.
That was Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah, I thought he was just gonna be Steel. I thought they were just setting it up for him to be Steel.
How are they gonna set up Jimmy Olsen to be Steel?
Bro, he is like 7 feet tall, Aki as fuck, and he got the fucking baldy. I thought that nigga was gonna be Steel.
Yeah, I don't know why they fucking did that.
You telling me they didn't put him as Steel?
No, they made
him through as Jon Stewart or something, bro.
What they did was even more goofy. They had him become Guardian, right? And you've seen Young Justice, so you know what Guardian is vaguely supposed to look like, right? The gold and the blue, right? Gold and blue are the Guardian's colors.
Yeah.
They instead gave their take on the Guardian like gold and silver, and then like he pretty much he had a shield like Guardian, and he was just walking around fighting crime on a motorcycle. He was pretty much Steel. He was Steel.
That's why, because I saw him in armor. I was like, oh, they made him Steel.
Yeah, it was supposed to be Guardian. I don't know why they did that. I don't know why he wasn't just John Henry Irons from the beginning. Like it would have been, like you said, mad easy. But whatever. These goofballs don't know what they're doing.
What's the point of making him black then?
Black Superman is still happening. So look forward to another hand-me-down.
I'm excited for. I don't know when this is coming out, but I heard through my friend of mine that it's supposed to be released in a Blade series, and Mahershala Ali's supposed to be playing Blade.
Oh yeah. They're rebooting Blade.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean he's a great actor, so it might be good.
Mahershala Ali, a great actor. So
just because he's a great actor doesn't mean we're gonna get a great film.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Also, I'm not seeing anything about the Flash being canceled. So the last article I see is like from December 13th, talking about how it's still happening.
It's like I said, I hate these hand-me-down things. I hate taking these characters and I don't want a fucking Black Superman. I'm not interested in no fucking Black Superman. The only Black Superman I've ever been interested in was Icon. And the reason Icon is interesting is not even Icon himself. Like when you read the original Icon and Rocket comic book, the interest is in Icon is like this old school kind of conservative black man, and it's his like clashes with the more liberal and younger Raquel or Rocket. So that's the selling point of the comic. That's why it's a good comic. But beyond that,
that's funny. Go ahead. No, I was just looking up I was just looking up Blade, and there was already a TV show that came out in
Oh yeah,
2006.
that show was terrible.
Played by Sticky Fingers from Onyx.
Yeah, we don't talk about that. That shit was a travesty. I don't know why they did that. But anyways, yes, like I don't want these black hand-me-downs. I don't find them very interesting. And like I remember last episode we were talking about we think we were talking about the Chinese Justice League, and now there's a Chinese Batman. And then I was on the bus earlier and I started remembering that conversation. And then it dawned on me one of the reasons why I hated that Chinese Batman so much. Because you know the idea like, oh, he just had money and that kind of thing, how that was the premise of his character.
Yeah.
He already fucking did that. There's a character named the most accomplished Superbat who said something along the same lines, that his superpower was that he was rich. Like that was his whole thing.
Wait,
the most accomplished Superbat. That was like what it was so like they already did a character like that who he didn't really have that many like amazing skills or anything. He was just very wealthy. So I don't know, man. You know, it's just
the most excellent Superbat.
Yeah, the most excellent. I said most accomplished. I think most accomplished is someone else. I think his name is Surgeon, something Surgeon. But yeah, the most excellent Superbat.
He's Japanese.
Yeah, he's Japanese. Sorry, but they all look the same. No, I'm just before I get canceled.
It's too late. Someone already clipped it. As soon as you said it, we have 50 people in the chat, and they all went crazy, bro.
But doesn't that like? Well, how do you guys feel about hand-me-down characters? About these?
I already told you. I don't like when characters are just black for the sake of having that check mark. I don't like that shit. It's fucking.
What about you, EJ?
I mean, I felt that in Black Adam. I don't know if those characters are necessarily considered hand-me-down, but just their appearance, it felt forced. Like they didn't really deserve to be in that movie or needed to be in it.
Oh, I see.
With Cyclone and I forgot the massive guy.
Oh, you know, it's funny. It's funny you mentioned that. Both of those characters, Cyclone and Hawkman, were race swapped. They're black versions of the characters. Both of those characters are white in the comics.
Well, Hawkman was a little bit more present in the movie, and he seemed to be, more necessary. But as far as the other two that I mentioned, they didn't really seem to have a purpose and just provided some support that didn't really have much of an impact. Yeah, it would have been more interesting for me to see Dr. Fate have more of a role. But
Adam was there to be Adam Smasher was there to be pretty much their take on Spider-Man. That was his whole premise. Would you like to see something?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Share, you want to share with the class?
anyways,
hope you brought enough for everybody.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So yeah. Oh, and Cyclone was just there to be spinning in the fucking circle.
I mean, she looked good in that costume, man.
She looked good, but the fucking spinning was pissing me off. Every 10 seconds, I was like, what are you doing, bitch? Like, what? Yo, I remember there's a part of the movie where she fucking spins and starts throwing these poles at Black Adam. And in my head, I was like, what is that supposed to do? I was like, we've been seeing him crash through buildings the whole movie. Why are you throwing poles at him? I was like, what is she doing? I was like, who wrote this? That part was dumb as fuck. I was like, yeah, they did not need to be in that movie. All you needed maybe was Hawkeye and Dr. Fate. And it makes sense because in the comics, they're like when they've like elaborated on these characters' backstories, you see that Teth Adam, he knew Nabu, the original wielder of like the Helmet of Fate, and he knew Prince Khufu, like because Hawkman reincarnates across like time and space. So like the original Hawkman was this guy named Prince Khufu, and so he knew both of them. You had the backstory right there. You could have had a reason for them to be in the movie. They knew him, and maybe they come to tell him, "Oh yeah, times have changed, Adam. Like you can't be doing things the way you used to do them." You know, like it was that simple. But that's what pisses me off so much about these movies. Where like the fans will often have a more coherent idea.
Yeah, it seems like they miss a good opportunity.
Yeah, like you'll see these fans, right? There'll be fan speculations as to what a movie's gonna be like, and you'll look at the fan speculation like, oh yeah, that would be pretty cool. Then the actual movie comes out and it's fucking retarded, and it's the exact opposite of the fan speculation.
They were in Black Adam. I remember Hawkeye, right? That's his name.
Hawkman. This nigga said a Hawkeye.
Hawkeye. I'm thinking of the guy from the Avengers. Oh, he's whack too. He whack as fuck too. Hawkman. Whatever. Hawkman. He was saying like when he introduced them to Black Adam and the girl that was protecting her son. I forgot her name in the movie, but he was saying that they're the Justice Society, so they come collectively as a group, right? Like they're all one group.
Something like that.
So I guess they, from that standpoint, they had to be in the movie for them to be able to introduce each other as an entire group.
Just because we a group don't mean I gotta show up everywhere we are, right?
First of all,
I think that's what they were going for, right?
First of all,
everybody introducing the Justice Society.
No, they did it just because the reason they probably really did it, if you look at this from a writing perspective, is because they must have not been very what's the word I'm looking for? They weren't confident in their product, so they had to put other characters in there in hopes that they could get people to come see it and enjoy the film. That's the other thing. They weren't.
But were they introduced prior to that movie? Like I don't know anything about the Justice Society.
So the Justice Society in the comics, they were like the first iteration of the Justice League. Like before there was a Justice League, there was a Justice Society back in the 1940s. DC, or back then I think there were national publications. They brought forth all their like popular characters and put them in a team book, right? So that was the first Justice Society, and Hawkman is a member of that team, but like later, Hawkman is more associated with the Justice League, and like he was a member of the Justice Society, but no one. It's like they don't really.
What? So how many members is in it? Was that like everyone that was in the group, or is there more to them?
No, no. The Justice Society actually had a shit ton of fucking members. Like, there are mad members in that team. The members that you saw in the movie was their attempt at kind of like adapting like later iterations of the team have like the what's the word I'm looking for? Like the various proteges of the old schoolers coming to join the modern take on the Justice Society. So Cyclone is like, I think she's like this girl that was infected by a fucking virus or something, and she's related to like a former like member of the society. And the Atom Smasher they use, which is another thing that pissed me off, right? So Atom Smasher is the son of a character who used to be called the Atom. His name was Al Pratt. And the very first Atom that ever existed, he was like a powerless guy. He eventually got powers, but he was a powerless guy. I mean, EJ will like this. He was a diminutive small guy who was very strong and could beat the shit out of people.
Why would I like that? Why would I like that? I'm offended that you thought I would like that.
I would tell you why. Because
I think I already know why.
No, you said yourself. You said several times that you were like, "Oh, I don't care. Like, if I'm a small guy, I will still, if I got to do what I got to do." You're like, you're not gonna clown.
I don't know. I don't know if I said it in those words. I said I don't care how the opponent looks, not how myself looks. How the opponent looks. I care. You talking about me? I care.
Man just called you little bro on screen.
Yeah, fuck out of here. Adam, go ahead, continue your little match point. I'll fuck with you.
So basically, when we're introduced in a movie and you see his like grandfather or some shit talking to him, and they say he was the original Atom Smasher, I was like, what? I was like, but he wasn't the Atom Smasher. His name was just Atom. That was his whole point. Whatever. The Justice Society did not need to be in that movie. They were kind of adapting like I told you, something like that happened in the comic books where the Justice Society came to stop Black Adam from doing something. And I think Atom Smasher ended up joining Black Adam. Black Adam had this team that he used to like police Kahndaq, and Atom Smasher was a member because he liked Black Adam's take on justice. Because in the comics, Atom Smasher is a very edgy guy. He's nothing like the version we saw in the movie. He's a very edgy guy in the comics. But these hand-me-downs are not my thing. Like I just can't like. Another thing that I started thinking about when I was thinking about these hand-me-downs is like you have a character like Miles, right? Miles is supposed to be a legacy character, and he's probably the worst way to go about it. Where you have him, he's exactly like the character that came before him. All he does is fight that character's villains. That's the primary thing he does. So he's not distanced from the character he's supposed to be taking on the torch from, right? And then to make matters fucking worse, you take him from a universe where the original no longer exists, and you put him in the main universe where he's constantly around the original character and now is constantly compared to the original character, which is fucking stupid. Why do you need two Spider-Men? I will never understand. That makes no sense, right? Meanwhile, you have like Batman Beyond, where you have the perfect take on a legacy character, where the character is clearly fucking different from the original Batman. He acts almost nothing like him, and it's a point it's a source of the plot in many of the episodes. The fact that he does things very differently, right?
Especially since he has the old Batman in his ear.
Yeah, that's part of it. Yeah, and the thing is, even in Return of the Joker, that becomes a part of the movie. The Joker is like, he just isn't used to Terry. Like, Terry's able to psychoanalyze him and realize
that's how he beats him in the end. Really.
Yeah, that's how he
gets into his head.
Yeah, he takes him on in a way the original Bruce just never did, right? So anyways, and the other thing that show does so excellently, right? So you have that. The main character is very different from the original, right? And then you have a reason as to why the original can no longer, like a feasible reason that makes sense. He got fucking old, right? And then you can still have him there being his usual self and offering the character mentorship, like it works, right? And then he has his own rogues gallery, and a pretty decent rogues gallery too, actually. A very good rogues gallery. He has his own rogues gallery. When he meets other villains, it's usually like past Batman villains. He usually, like, he would meet like the echoes of a lot of Batman villains, but never the original Batman's villains themselves. Like
they're Jokers in the thing.
Joker.
They're not Joker.
He met Mr. Freeze. There was an episode where Bane's Venom came back into play, and the whole time they're trying to trick you into thinking Bane is going to be part of the episode, but then you learn, nope, Bane is not there. I don't know, I guess he's fucking dead or something. I think Bane shows up in the main universe, like in the main comics. He's in the comic book adaptations, but that shit is pretty much part of the DCEU. So yeah, you have a character like that. That's the perfect way to have a legacy character. Like, it just works. Then you have Miles, the worst possible, just a race swap with no other, a palette swap.
Yeah, no. His origin story was literally the exact same thing too.
The exact same.
He literally got bit by a spider. His uncle dies, and he's like, "With great power is great responsibility."
Yeah.
How would you define a hand-me-down character then? Within,
or I guess you'd call him a tokenized in order to lie. A hand-me-down character is taking a character that's already been established, switching the race, and just putting the character out there. Race, gender, completely.
Oh, I thought you meant something completely differently. I thought you meant like characters that are secondary or not really the focal point of a comic.
No. I just meant like a character that is just like it's just a character meant to. It's like, see, we're trying, like something like that. It's like, oh, you guys want a disabled character? Okay, we gonna make a disabled Batman or some shit. Like, oh, look, she's Batman.
So like with Green Lantern, right? They have different variations of him. Like, they have a black Green Lantern, they have a white.
Yeah. And
there somewhere in there, is there like a hand-me-down version of him?
Yes, that's literally the whole point. That was the whole point.
Oh.
Well, when they introduced the Green Lantern Corps originally, it was just so they could have more chances. Because, okay, so now I'm gonna have to get into some.
Because I thought all the Green Lanterns that they introduced were respected the same. Like, I thought they had.
So basically, originally the original Green Lantern of the 1940s was just a singular character, which is Green Lantern. Then he gets rebooted in the 1960s as Hal Jordan, and then they introduced the idea that there's like a Green Lantern Corps out there, or a group of Green Lanterns. And the reason they did that, I think, that was part of my theory, is just a thing they would do a lot back in comics in the 60s. There'd be 1,000 alternate versions of whatever character. Like, Superman has 1,000 other Superman-like characters or Superboy-like characters that would show.
Superman died, Superboy, the Red and Blue Superman.
That's in the 90s. I'm talking about in the 60s. There'd be shit where he'd meet like Hyperboy, and he has like the same story as him. He has a hyper dog and all sorts of shit. Like, Hyperboy is like me. It's like something, and they did it with Batman. There's Batman of Zuranar. There's the Batman of many nations. They did that kind of shit a lot. So like, you have the Green Lantern Corps. And then like what they started doing is on Earth, they would introduce these various replacement Green Lanterns because the Green Lantern Corps is across the universe. They have different sectors, right? But what they do, they'll be like, oh, there are replacement Green Lanterns in case something happens to Hal Jordan on Earth, and like they use it as an opportunity usually to provide foils to Hal Jordan. So like he meets Guy Gardner, and Guy Gardner's kind of an asshole. Like Guy Gardner's an asshole to him when he first meets him. Then they do it again with John Stewart. And same thing, John Stewart's kind of an asshole. But John Stewart in his original incarnation was definitely kind of like a hand-me-down. He was kind of like designed to be like a blaxploitation-esque character. Like he was very angry. He was an angry black man. Because like that's the only black characters they made back in those days. And then like later he kind of develops into his own character. Like he becomes a very interesting character in his own right. Same thing happens to Guy Gardner. They both become two very interesting characters in their own right. And then later we get two actual hand-me-downs. Fucking, you get Jessica Cruz and what's that nigga's name again? The fucking Muslim Green Lantern.
You said it was such hate. You said it was such hate in your heart, bro.
Do you have a hand-me-down character that ever been cool, more cool than the original?
Many people.
Has that never happened?
Many people think Jon Stewart is cooler than the original. To be honest, many
Simon
people like
Baz is by the way his name.
Simon Baz, yeah, Simon Baz is a fucking goofball. That's one of the worst characters ever made.
What about Nightwing? Nightwing is a hand-me-down, right? He's cooler than Robin.
Not really. But let me finish. Simon Baz is a dumb character, and I'm gonna tell you something funny. So you know the Green Lantern ring, right? Right, EJ?
Yeah.
You know how it's of like pretty much all.
He said yeah. He said
yeah. After I said.
You know how it can do almost anything, that ring?
Yeah.
So if you had that ring, EJ, would you see any point in carrying anything like a gun or a knife?
No. Seems kind of.
Yeah, seems kind of redundant.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, so like Simon Baz walks around with a fucking gun in a holster. And like and I remember I found this shit so stupid and funny. One day I looked up the character. I don't know what possessed me to. I think deep down I was trying to see if they would list the gun as one of, and they did in a list of his powers. Like his powers, it was like, oh, energy projection, this and that, teleportation, all this stuff. Then you see gun. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, gun? I was like, okay, what is gun? Like, what does he need the gun for? What is it? I mean, it's part of the plot. Like Batman kind of points out, you don't need that gun, but it's a very stupid thing. It's just, I don't know, man.
Yeah, both him and Jessica, right? Her name's Jessica
Cruz.
Yeah, both of them have like deep-seated traumas. Yeah, that's like their focus. Like Jessica has like severe depression.
Yeah,
one of the comics is her greatest battle was getting up. That was the whole point. It was like 10 pages of her trying to get out the bed, and I was like,
imagine going from reading some of the most interesting, action-packed comics ever, and now you're reading comics about the real heroes, the people who get out of bed. It's like, are you serious? Like, this is what we've come to.
Like,
this is what we've come to.
It's kind of tone deaf because you remember that Spider-Man with the Spider-Man with crutches. It's like, like, okay, all right, so there's your character with crutches, but it kind of doesn't fucking matter because they're still Spider-Man and they can fucking swing through the air. It's like when does the crutches really come into play? When does that really affect their life? Like if I ever see that person being like, damn, bro, I missed the bus because I can't, my legs don't work like normal people's legs. I'm just like, don't you swing through the air? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You missed the bus. Like, go around the corner, switch your outfit, swip, you're there, bro. Flip, easy. So it's just like that's why I don't like when they do that shit for like superheroes, like Matt Murdock. He's blind, but I'm never gonna go up to a blind. I'm never gonna
disabled.
That's what I'm trying. It's like I would never like be like, oh yeah, there's a bunch of blind representation. There's Matt Murdock. That nigga can see. Every depiction of like his power is just like echolocation. It's like a perfect 3D render of something. I was like, wow, that sounds a lot like Vision to me, bro.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's. No, it's better than Vision. It's
better than Vision. Because, like, I can see you. I can see the thing behind you. I can see the thing 300 feet behind you. I can see everything. 360
and then on top
degrees,
of that,
bro.
On top of that perfect fucking 3D representation of the entire planet, I also have super fucking enhanced senses where I can smell things from 1,000 miles away. I can taste sweat in the air. I can do anything.
Man,
that nigga's
like my man would walk in on you baking cake and he can tell you the exact amount of grams you put in that shit. You're like, you need a little more sugar, bro. You only got 33 grams in there, bro. You need 35.
Motherfucker can read books by touching the pages. Like he would
not braille. He can read print.
Yeah, books. Normal books. He would touch the ink on the pages and he could feel the
like
shape.
Bro, you know how minuscule the rays of ink is from the paper for that motherfucker. That man shouldn't be able to touch shit. Like just walking, like just moving his hand through air should feel like.
His blindness is basically a strength and not a weakness.
He's not blind, bro. Yeah. He's not blind, bro. Don't call that man blind.
He's not blind. He can see perfectly fine.
like even Toph is a little better. Like Toph is a little better.
We had a discussion like this a long time ago. I remember a long time ago in high school, we had like a similar discussion. We were like, that nigga can see.
that man, Matt Murdock can see. Toph is a better representation for a blind character because there are literal instances where she's like, yeah, I cannot help you because my eyes do not work. Like, yeah, she can like kind of tell what people are and whatever, and that's how she bends. But like, she cannot read. Braille does not exist in this universe. She cannot read.
I'm sure. And they've done stories where she was fucked, right?
Yeah, bro. When they put her in sand, she's like, yeah, like I cannot see shit, bro. Literally. Like, her failure to protect her crewmate was because she could not see. She had to make an impossible choice. She's like, let everyone die or let the Avatar's bison get captured. And the reason she lost is because she could not see. Like, she just couldn't do anything. And every time that she is not on solid ground, you can literally see her hugging onto someone because she does not know where she is. She has no vision. Matt Murdock, that man is like, oh, am I falling 5,000 feet in the air? It's okay. I know exactly where I am. I can hear from like the air reverberating how far the ground is. Like, shut the fuck up. That nigga can see. That nigga can see, bro.
You can see. Yeah.
I'm not even saying Toph is perfect, but she's better.
Yeah, Black Superman is still on. That's You guys excited about it? You guys want to watch?
You know what's funny when you said that? When you messaged me that Black Superman was still on, I really thought you were talking about Black Cat.
No. Oh yeah, I guess that makes sense. But you guys excited about seeing Superman but black? You guys think that's gonna be cool?
Man, I'm not excited about any of these superhero movies, man.
But if you were to be excited about them, would you be excited about Superman but black?
I don't know. I don't know. Probably not.
Well, we got Captain America but black now. So they did that.
I was about to say Sam Witwicky.
Sam Witwicky.
Sam Wilson.
Sam Witwicky.
Bro, it was weird because I started that show, right? Like I started Winter Soldier, and like they were having financial troubles. Not Winter Soldier. What's it called? Sam and Wilson, or whatever. And I was just
Sam and Wilson. Sam and Wilson. It's called Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Oh, I thought it was like Bucky and Sam or some shit. But I was watching the beginning, and I was like, they're having financial troubles. I was like, y'all ain't rich. Like, y'all not even like affluent. Like you.
It made no sense. Like he should get enough money that he should be fine. But the thing is, what they were trying to do is they're trying to make a statement about being black. And so they
that's what I felt. I was like, I was like literally watching it. I was like. So the second the black man get on TV, he has to have financial struggle.
I
was like, yo, what is this shit, bro? I was like, yo, this man is a national hero. He's out here risked his life over and over and over and over again, and he's the only broke one, my nigga. He's the only broke one. Like Bucky was fucking frozen and ice and whatever, and he seems to have a better financial situation than this nigga over here. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
I think it wasn't his financial situation because they knew that would be stupid. His financial situation was fine. It was like his family.
He was saving the boat or whatever. And I was like, how much does it cost to save this boat?
his family was suffering and poor. And the part of me that really made
like, come on, bro. I was like, I think I have enough money in my back pocket to help them keep this boat afloat. Like,
but the reason that show was real goofy. Remember when they go to get the loan and he comes saying, I'm Falcon. They're gonna give you the loan, and they didn't want to give it. That was stupid. I was like, they
didn't give him. That man should have walked in and it was like, yeah, whatever you want, bro.
Yeah, he saved the fucking world.
Not even that. It's just like
he saved the universe.
The idea is that man should walk into a small business and they should just think that he's rich.
He didn't just save the world. He saved the universe. He saved the fucking universe. He helped save the universe. And apparently they were like, nah, it's not.
Like, also, it's like, what? They rejected him. It's like, why? Do you think he's not good for it? Like, does he have bad credit or some shit?
Yeah, I couldn't. That was a really dumb show.
Because I was like, what is the reason for? Nigga, they gave me a loan for when I was 18 to go to school. I ain't have no credit.
They gave me a credit card with a $5,000 credit limit, and for no reason. Like I still
got pre-approved for like 5 different cars, bro. Like I get the letters in the mail. This man was like, I'm trying to keep this business that has been part of this community afloat for years. The blip or whatever the fuck they stupidly called it, it impacted that business, but they're like, all right, everyone's back. We just need a little financial stability. And they're like, well,
they're like, they're like, yeah, but you the one that ain't white though.
And I was like, bro, that's why I just like don't like shit like that. Because remember when we were talking about it, how it's like if you're on TV, you're either like you're either a Cosby or a gangster. Yeah.
If you're black, you're either a gangster or a Gordon Good brother,
And I was just like, why? Like, it just didn't make any sense. It did not make any sense. Narratively, it didn't make any sense.
No,
I'm like literally looking at this. It was like, how did he not get the loan? Why? I don't know. Also, like, it was a boat, right? Like they were just trying to save the boat. Like they were about to sell the boat for what? Yeah. Really? And I was like, that boat didn't even look like it was worth that much money. Like, not even on some disrespectful shit. Not even on some disrespectful shit.
This some shabby ass boat, right?
I've been looking at boats, right? Like I'd be sitting there looking at the prices of boats. So like I could just like, I want a boat. The fuck? Yeah. You don't want a boat?
When do you plan on making this purchase?
Don't worry about when I plan on making the purchase. All I'm saying is, if I end up with a boat,
do you live by water?
No.
Do you live by water?
We live in New York, nigga. We literally live by water. What the fuck?
You know what I mean, bro.
Nah. You live on a fucking island, bro. You live on an island. Dude, you live by water? You fucking stupid?
So you're not going to answer the question.
Nah, bro.
You're not going to answer the question. Right.
Yes, I live by water, bro. What the fuck?
I live by water.
The Hudson Rivers, I can see that shit from here.
Oh, man.
I don't even remember what I was saying. But look, I've been looking at boats because I've been looking at boats. I know this man, if I pull up with the invite, like, yo, bro, hop on the boat. You gonna show up. So
hell yeah.
So I don't even know why you.
No, but that's such a luxury purchase. Like
that's
how many people you're gonna
tell you? It's not, bro. I see boats for $1,000. I'm like, that's
bro. But I'm not. But there's more that goes into it than just buying the boat. There's obviously
that's the only hard part. Yeah.
There's the maintenance of the boat, making sure that
maintenance of the boat, bro. Maintenance of a boat is easier than maintenance of a car.
I mean, yeah, it is.
It could be easier. Doesn't mean it's not.
I'm just saying, like you
it's more just about keeping it clean and stuff.
You gotta do literally less shit. You just gotta do less shit. So that's why I was looking at it. After doing some research for the boat, I was just like looking at it. I was like, what are y'all struggling financially for this boat for? Like I'm just confused.
You just need a place to keep it, and all right.
They had a fucking house.
Yeah.
Like, even if they couldn't keep it on the dock, they had a driveway.
They could drive it to their house.
Yeah, they could put it in the driveway. So that's why I was like, I don't understand. Like, there was just so many things on top of things that I was looking at. I was like, yo, what's going on here?
Even here in New York, when you go past certain areas and they have their boats, they have it in their little backyard. You see it with the thing set up.
Nah, but I'm thinking I was asking that question for individuals that actually have like a dock or an area where they can not have to. You don't, but it's convenient if you do. That's why I was asking. Yes, it's easier.
It's convenient to have a driveway, but niggas got cars in New York City, right?
Instead of having to tow they shit to the Hudson River like you would.
So So I got a boat,
right?
the fuck?
He's right. It's better to be able to dock it and be able to pay to keep it there, I guess.
Also, like,
you gotta be able.
If you don't have forest climate, bro, you only using the boat for like 3 months. I just keep that bitch in my garage. I'm not paying for the dock.
You're not paying. That's another thing you would have to.
Dock, I'm just gonna keep it in the garage.
You would, if you
fuck keeping it at the dock if I'm not gonna be on that bitch.
You currently don't have the space to do that, though.
Man, if I was gonna get this boat, I'm telling my dad, yo, I'm take everything out, throw it out.
He probably want to have a boat.
My dad would love to have a boat.
Yeah.
If I was like, yo, dad, I got a boat, he'd be like, oh, word?
Yeah, but still, that's
summertime, he'd be on the boat. I wouldn't even have the boat. He would be on the boat.
Yeah, he'd be the one using it. But getting those things out of that garage, though, would be an undertaking.
No, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you do it. But it's still.
That's what I'm thinking about when I asked him the question: do you live by water, bro? That's a hassle and a half.
Not really. The water's not far. Bro. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
The water part is like.
That is the easiest part about having the boat.
The garage would actually be harder than having the boat and taking it to the water.
Yeah, bro. Like I have a car that could just tow it to the water. Like it's right there. It's right
there. All right, man.
But back to
how far do you think the water is, bro?
I don't know. I've never been where you live, so I don't know.
Bro, but we hung out together. That means you know it's not that far from you.
EJ, we literally walked together to the other end of Manhattan and was standing right in front of the water. Remember?
Like, even if he does not know where I live specifically, he's like,
Remember what time we walked to the water and we're standing there looking at it and there were all those boats on it? Remember?
Did we? I don't know.
Bro, also, it's like I've driven you to your house and then drove to my house and I hit the group chat like 20 minutes later. Yeah, I'm home. Like, I don't live far from you, guys.
Whenever we go across
but I'm not by any water on my side. I'm not right by the ocean.
Island.
You just have to go in a certain direction and you'll be by the water.
I have to go in that's exactly.
Go in any direction, nigga. You're on the island.
Yeah, but I'm saying to him that it'll be closer in a certain direction. But my point is, Falcon and Winter Soldier, that show was really fucking goofy. I could not even get through like 2 episodes of it. Because like they were trying to do the buddy cop thing, but they were really bad at it. Because like you look at every other take on the buddy cop thing, and like either when you look at a series like Lethal Weapon, when you first meet these 2 characters, they're already kind of like their characters are established.
I mean that's unfair. You just started off with probably the best buddy cop film of all time.
Bad Boys, they're very immature guys, right? But you find that out within first 5 minutes of meeting these niggas that they're 2 very immature dudes, right? But the Falcon Winter Soldier thing was so weird because it was very jarring seeing them behave this way, and you've never seen them behave this way in any of these other movies.
That's what I was saying about the Marvel thing, where it's like when you have these people in their individual movies, they get to act in whichever way, but then when they have them all together, they have to play a character.
Yeah, because you
fill roles.
When you watch Falcon and Winter Soldier, they were arguing like kindergartners, and they were on these secret missions, arguing with each other. And I'm just like, nah, y'all niggas would be dead. I was like,
also, like you said, like you just never seen them act that way, and it's not like you haven't seen them interact together. Like they seemed pretty okay together before, and then all of a sudden you're like, what's going on here? What's the beef, bro? Like what happened? Like Cap not around you just forget how to act.
Yeah, it's like, and the other thing about
also Captain America should have died, not that nigga.
Yeah, fuck that. Yeah, but the other thing that was like really, it's like because you look at Bad Boys when they would argue, it made sense why they were arguing. A lot of it would be Mike was about to do something crazy and stupid, and fuck, how did I forget his name? Fucking Michael Lowry says his name. They make fun of him so much that they say his name.
They say that's Mike Lowry, bro. Like
that's Mike Lowry. What's the other guy's name again?
I don't remember. You talking about Martin Lawrence character, right?
Yeah.
I don't remember his name.
Damn, whatever. The other guy, Mike Lowry's partner, his sidekick, Marcus. When Marcus would be arguing with Mike, he was usually because Mike was about to do something very fucking stupid and he didn't want to be. He's like, Marcus, please, I want to live. Can we not do this? It's the same thing with Lethal Weapon. It was usually Riggs about to do something crazy and fucking Murtaugh's like, please. Can we not do this?
I mean, it was really more so. I mean, Riggs he's more. He calms a little bit. He's still wild, but he calms a little bit more down. The first movie though, like he was unhinged. Like Yeah, he had a death wish.
And then and then it becomes him and Murtga doing crazy shit, and another character like, please, can we not do this? Like the shit when they would fucking shoot at the other guy. Okay. Remember him?
Yeah, Joe Pesci's character.
Yeah,
Louis Getz.
They would like shoot at him and shit, and he was just like, "What is wrong with you guys?"
Yeah.
But like Falcon and Winter Soldier, they would be arguing for no fucking reason. They'd be on the mission arguing each other like two catty women. And I was like, who wrote this shit? I was like, who wrote this and thought this was like, I don't know. People watched that movie with their mouths slacked like it was the greatest thing ever, though. The whole thing was just so we could get to see Black Captain America in one of the worst costumes I've ever fucking seen. This nigga's costume looked like he got it from Party City. Like, it was terrible. I was looking at that like, that's goofy. Like, y'all really replaced Captain America with this? Yo, fucking Red Skull is about to come out of the woodwork and be like, this is your captain? This is your captain? Oh, man. But anyways, why don't you hit us with a final hypothetical, EJ? You got any on your mind?
Kind of. I don't know. I can't think of one at the moment.
Damn, I had one. I forgot it too.
Drawing a blank.
Bro. Yeah, no, I had one for today and I forgot it myself. Shit.
Oh damn. Nothing?
Damn.
Yeah. Today I'm pretty off, man.
Let me see. Do I have one?
I every time you mention the hypothetical, I think back to that one video that was like, would you ever have a gay son or a thought daughter?
Did we talk about that already?
I don't know.
Okay, let's talk about that. Would you rather have a gay son or a thought daughter?
All right, you guys gotta go first.
Yeah, you go first, EJ.
Yeah, EJ, go first.
Because you look like you're the most uncomfortable.
Gay son.
Why is that?
Yeah. I don't know, I guess maybe part of this is because of the era that we grew up in. So, as a society, we've become more progressive towards individuals that, are gay. But, I guess with that experience and growing up in that era and having more of an understanding, it'd be easier for me to accept it. I mean, even now, though, you could say the same for women being more sexually active and going out there, but just me being a male and seeing how some of that behavior can be degenerate and just I don't know what the word is to really encapsulate it, but just not something that I accept. Especially I wouldn't accept it from someone that is my offspring and who I would want to have some self-respect for herself and to be able to keep herself in a certain way, in a certain respect, and value whoever it is that she has a relationship with, and not just going to partner. Anyway, that's just a long-winded way of saying that I feel like it would be an easier for me to accept a son that's gay than a thought daughter, because a thought daughter is just like, at a certain point, my views on what she does is gonna clash.
I'll be right back.
And I feel like because of our views, not being aligned with each other, that might, it probably will ruin our relationship and draw her further apart from me. So I just think about the relationship that we would have as a result of her doing that. And I feel like my relationship with my son would be better than my relationship would be with her. For her living her life in that manner. So yeah, I'll go to gay son.
So let me tell you something. They would be living their life the exact same. The reason they even posed these two together in the question.
Don't say what you're about to say. Are you about to say?
Look, the reason they even posed the question is, if you have a thought daughter, they'd be fucking around a lot. And if you had a gay son, he'd also be fucking around a lot.
Not necessarily though. He could be.
Bro, don't look me in the face. Finish the thought. Don't look me in the face a lot. That was the reason that they made the question. Not necessarily IRL. I'm not out here just saying gay people out here just fucking left and right. But that's the reason they had the question, right? So, I really thought about the question. It's just basically, it's would you be willing to know that your daughter's getting railed a lot or your son's getting railed a lot. And the reason,
I feel like that drastically changes things. So
that is
my
the
thought
reason
process
for
is
the
different
question.
Nah, but that's not what I was thinking. What they thought when they proposed it. I'm thinking just what you said. Gay doesn't mean gay. Doesn't mean
I know,
okay.
but
He's getting real.
that's what they meant. That's the only reason.
Okay,
When they put the two offers on the table, that's what they meant.
I'm not gonna lie. It would be hard for me. It would be very difficult for me to, even if he's not getting real constantly, even if it was just by one dude and he's inviting them over to the crib, and
just knowing he was like, oh my god.
And he closes the door to his room. He's getting smashed out, and I'm like,
oh no.
See
imagine hearing it one day.
See, look. Listen. Time out. Before we already getting canceled. It's okay. The reason I picked gay son.
Gotta get that money to get over.
Wait. The reason I picked gay son is because you could just have the option for them to do the railing. That's it.
Yeah, the railing. If they're doing the railing,
just be a top, bro. Just make sure your son's a top. That's all you gotta do.
I was talking to some girls about that. They were saying
you definitely get kids. I ain't even gonna say all that.
I forgot how we started talking about the gay stuff, but it was like, oh, they were like, I think they were asking me, they were like, oh, so they're like, I think no, they just assumed. They're like, yeah, if you were gay, you would be the one doing the fucking, right? Apparently I just give out the energy that I'm not gonna be fucked. I was like, yeah, probably wouldn't be the one getting fucked. I can't see that happening to me. I was like, if I was gay, it would have to go that way. I'm sorry. Just a prerequisite. But for me to answer that question, right? I think I might have an interesting take here.
I doubt it.
Was that necessary?
Yeah.
No, but here's my take. I don't think I'd be as uncomfortable with having a gay son. I think in the past I would have, but I think in time I've kind of softened on the idea. And I think the reason why is because when you start to meet normal gay people and you realize that there are two kinds of gay people on this planet. There are the gay people that Ray was talking about, the flaming Cheetos kind of gay people who walk around just getting
the androgynous type.
Yeah, they just getting fucked. That's all they do.
I said these words.
And part of why I think me and Ray talked about this before. Part of why you can't even blame them for wanting to get fucked so much is because it's like they gotta get it while they can get it. It's hard out here for these niggas. Yeah. It's hard for them to find their piece of action. So you can't even blame them for being so promiscuous. That's part of it, right? Then you have normal gay guys who just walk around. They're normal dudes. They're not flaming. Some of them are very burly. They're called bears, I think, in the community. But anyways, so the gay son, I think I can handle. I think I can handle that. It's like, okay, he's doing his thing. It's not my thing. I think the only way I would not be able to handle it is if he was very effeminate. Like if he was very feminine, like he behaved that way. But I couldn't even handle that even if my son was straight. If I had a straight son and he was just acted girly as fuck,
it's gonna be like, ooh, Vanguard.
It would really bother me. I'm like, come on, man.
Ooh, spit it out.
Come on, man. I can see you saying that to your kid. Your kid doing something completely normal. Like, he's like, Dad, you doing too much. You're like, oh, come on, man. You ain't gonna do that.
Like, remember that thing from King of the Hill you sent me where Bobby came, threw his clothes off? He's like, oh, fresh laundry. And then he put on the underwear. And then
it's fucking 6 a.m. Like, that boy ain't right.
No, he's at 6 a.m. and already that boy ain't right.
Yeah, that would be you and your kid. Like, you love your kid and be like, oh my God, what did I do?
But anyways, yeah. Because I remember a girl asked me that question like that. A girl I was seeing. She's like, oh, if you had a son and he was gay, what would you do? It's like, there's nothing I can do. I'm just gonna.
What are you supposed to do?
People ask that. Like, what is the next step that you do?
What? Also, it's like even if they think you're about to lie, like, yeah. Like, what were you supposed to do? Are you supposed to, like, let out your inner Hitler and be like, ooh, the things I would do to that person because of their specific ideology.
I'm gonna kill my son.
What kind of goofy shit is that, bro? Like,
there's something to do now for me because I'm
gonna turn microscopic and go in his ear and like fix his brain. Like, what am I gonna do?
I don't know, man. You might just send him off to those reform camps to do way worse.
That'll ruin his life, right?
Way worse.
I was like,
the reform camps.
Yeah.
Camps in general, really.
Because, my answer is always, like, I decide I want to change him, right? And then, he fucking hates me, understandably so, because why I'm trying to force a lifestyle on him that he doesn't want, right?
Indeed.
So I try to change him. And then now he just hates me. He runs away from me. Now he's out there in the wild trying to do things on his own.
Trying to figure shit out.
Yeah, trying to figure shit out by himself. He's probably getting taken advantage of by all sorts of groomers and stuff. Like, his life is going to be objectively worse, all because I decided I couldn't have a gay son. I got to change him, right?
That's
whatever.
Goofy as fuck. And, we're making this joke, but this shit happens. This shit happens. To this day.
Definitely know people like that.
Yeah, so the thing is, right, I think I can handle the gay son, but I cannot, absolutely not handle having no thought daughter. I can't even handle fucking seeing. So one of my friends found my sister's Instagram, and they fucking don't follow her from my phone. So I'm like, okay, I can't unfollow her now. That'll make me seem petty and weird, right? And I'm scrolling through my phone, and she posted.
Why people got access to your phone, bro?
They just be taking it out of my hand.
Just stop doing that. That shit's goofy.
They invade my personal space a lot. They touch me, all sorts of things. They invade my personal space very often. Yeah, but anyways.
They touch you?
Yeah.
Bro, you trying to tell us something, man?
Show us on the doll.
But anyways, this fucking, they follow my sister. I'm scrolling through my Instagram one day. I see a picture of my sister from, like, a photo shoot. And she's showing a lot of skin. A lot of skin.
Yeah, I would have to unfollow my sister right there.
I was like, I couldn't even handle that, and that was my sister. I couldn't even handle that. Now imagine that's your daughter, and that was just her taking a picture. So now your daughter, like, you see her bringing all kind of guys around. You know what she's doing. You're hearing rumors. People talking about your daughter behind your back, like, she was in the park getting clapped, bro. She was giving it like.
Yeah, bro. No, that shit would set me off if I had to see. Like, like son or daughter, really. Like, you just hear some shit like that. Son or daughter, you just hear.
Okay, we're gonna be honest here. We're gonna be honest.
Son or daughter.
If your son was out there clapping cheeks, you're gonna feel a little less angry.
No, but the question was about him getting real. Right? That's what Ray said.
Yeah, the question.
But we're gonna be honest. We can be a sexist, whatever.
If he's the one clapping cheeks, you're gonna have a little pride, just a little bit. But if he's doing it too often, you're like, yo, bro, you gotta stop.
Yeah, if he's doing it like his life is literally like depreciating, then you're like, okay.
It's like,
dude.
Look, man, have your little look.
Yeah,
this is gonna be controversial, but same for my daughter. If she's out here doing it once in a while, I'm not gonna be mad. That's a normal part of life, bro. It's like normal. Like, okay. But if either one of them is just running through people, it's like, yo, chill.
Disgusting, yeah. Yo, like, imagine your son's an athlete, and instead of doing good in his sports, he out here just clapping cheeks all day, and he's
like run through the schoolwork, man.
Yeah, run through the schoolwork.
Yeah, it's not that eyes.
So yeah, I could not handle having a thought daughter. That would fucking devastate me. That would devastate me. I would.
And with that,
yeah, I think we could pack it up now.
Yeah. It was nice knowing you, YouTube.
I think things are gonna be packed up after this. After our takes.
There's not gonna be an episode tomorrow because we don't get banned.
We get packed up.
So yeah, I'll catch y'all.
I mean, there's one more thing.
One more thing.
I just want to say.
Nah, if you say something stupid,
I'm gonna say, I feel like, in regards to the thought daughter thing, even if your daughter's a thought, like, people, all sorts of people have made exceptional contributions to society, especially, it's gonna be over before I can finish the sentence. Especially Funny Mustache Man, right?